Good evening, guys and girls of the YouTube community. It's your boy Lex Anderson here, live and direct from New York City. We're in the Situation Corner. Oregon Ducks, you know what it is. College football, we got the bowl games going on. But first and foremost, on the Sports Opinion Log, we have to do the right thing. And the right thing would be to give a happy birthday shout out to King LeBron James. Happy 33rd birthday to a living legend. He's definitely made an impact on the game. And you know what? LeBron, here's your gift. You have entered the Sports Opinion Log. And this video is sponsored by my company, Freckles and Dimples, our women's graphic t-shirt line of empowering t-shirts for women of color. Check us out online at celebrityhaircore.com. All right, let's get this show started. I'm not gonna bore y'all with stats measuring LeBron to Michael Jordan, because there's a reason why things are called generational. Because once in a generation, you have a great player that defines and reshapes the landscape of how the game is played, how people view it, and how people enjoy it. So I'm not going to get into MJ versus LeBron, who's the greatest? Kobe versus LeBron, who's the greatest? We're not going to get into that. We're just going to enjoy LeBron James' 33rd birthday, came straight out of high school, and has become successful. No matter how you want to slice it, no matter how you want to dice it, or misconstrue it to fit your mental schematic about how a player should play or what a player should be. I don't care for that. We are all witnesses from the first day he stepped on the court, and here we are 15 years later, still marveling at the great basketball that he produces. That's what it's about. 3 championships, 4 league MVPs. It doesn't matter where the championships came from. It doesn't matter how many times he went to the finals, because if you are a historian of the game, you would know that Jerry West of the Lakers went to the finals 8 times and won once. But everybody wants to harp on how many times LeBron has been to the finals and came away as a champion. How about the fact that he brought a championship to Cleveland? The Cleveland Cavaliers had their first legitimate city championship in 50 years. LeBron James has played within the realm of how the game is meant to be played. He had a chance to be a free agent. He chose to do and dictate where he wants to play and how he wants to move. There is a litany of stories, graveyards filled with players who made it to the NBA but never measured up to what they were deemed to be, or players who should have went to the NBA but tragic things happened to them. Let's appreciate the fact that LeBron James, at 16 years old, had people watching him play in high school. And he pretty much hit the ground running as a pro, 18, 19 years old. And here we are 15 years later. And we are still all witnesses to the greatness of LeBron James. So once again, salutes and happy birthday to you. But also while we're talking about LeBron James, let's talk about the officiating. It's no coincidence that LeBron has made mention of how he's being officiated by the NBA refs. But let's not be so quick to judge LeBron James as being a crybaby or being whiny. Because if you look at this NBA season so far, it's been all about the refs. And that's a big time problem, honestly. We had Curry throwing a mouthpiece. We had Sean Livingston butting heads with an NBA ref. LeBron James had made a comment again about how when he goes to the refs to talk to them, he feels that he's being ignored or no calls on the play, even though there was a report based on how the refs officiate games that there were 3 calls that were not made. And then we had the previous 2 nights, we had the perfect example of how bad the officiating is. Rockets, Celtics. Celtics get away with the win. The Rockets blew their 26-point lead. But how about those 2 offensive fouls called on James Harden? The first one, yeah, that's legit. The second one is questionable. And to me, I was hoping that Harden was going to go off and try to get at a referee and have to be held back by his teammates. He didn't even draw an ejection. But again, bad officiating, bad refereeing. And we all know for a fact that if you're a team and you have a 20-plus point lead and you blow it, it's a given that the NBA refs are going to help you lose the game, because they're going to then put the tide on the team that's making the comeback. And the team that was making the comeback were the Celtics, led by Uncle Drew, so they escaped with the victory. But then we had a great game between OKC and the Milwaukee Bucks. And what do we have? We have a blind-ass bat of a referee standing on the baseline. The referees have the best seat, even though they're standing in the whole damn building. And you're telling me you can't see a guy with a size 16 foot step out of bounds? They want to show the range of vision from where the referee was looking. But come on, you missed the out of bounds call? First of all, you missed him stepping out of bounds, and then you don't even call on the travel. Like they say, who knows what evil lurks in the heart of men? But I'm telling you folks right now, these NBA referees are horrible. They have to rechange and revise the institution of how plays and calls are made and when to use replay. Because this is ridiculous, because there was no whistle, the coach can't challenge, so OKC has to eat that horrible loss. 6-game winning streak snapped at the hands of a ref, at the hands of an official who only has one job, and that's to get the plays right. I get it with the fouls, they could go either way, but for you to be standing behind 2 players and miss a guy stepping out of bounds and traveling is atrocious. It's abysmal. It's inexcusable is what it is. I would hope that the committee team in the NBA work on this ASAP. There needs to be challenge plays for the NBA head coaches, just the way the NFL refs have challenge flags. I said that we start issuing and giving challenges out to the NBA head coaches. What's the point of having all this instant replay garbage if you have the guys who are paid to make the calls right, live in real time, and they can't get the job done right? It makes no sense to me. Horrible job, horrible game. It can't be about the refs. If I'm here talking to you guys and girls, if I'm out here talking to the people in the streets, why do I have to make mention, well, the refs? I know humans are prone to err, but this is blatant, it's inexcusable, and it needs to be fixed. If anything, add more referees so they can get it right. It makes no sense. Speaking of getting it right, I had made a post about the top 5 jerseys that I like. Let's take a look at the bottom 5. Okay, and there you have it. Those are my bottom 5 from the NBA, the city jerseys, the 4th, jerseys that teams can alternate between. So yeah, the T-Wolves is definitely ugly. The Clippers look like children's colors. The Spurs is kind of garish. It's actually horrendous to me. The Mavericks, the kid crossing pattern on the sides, it doesn't work well with me. But you know what would sit well with me? That you don't let your journey to the sports opinion log in right here, folks. you could stay in the know by just pressing the subscribe button right there to your right. And then on your way back, hit your boy with a thumbs up and drop a comment down below while you're here. I will reply to all comments made my way, whether good or bad, because I know that there's a lot of negative haters out there, but salutes to the haters. You guys and girls keep me going, or more like guys in general. But they're losers because they comment under a silhouette. There's not a picture of a real person. They're cowards. And last but not least, the Suns. So I got some input by Brother K. You can follow him on the gram at 930 views or 930 views on the gram to see the sights of New York City like you've never seen before. And you can also follow him on Twitter at It's Brother K. I'll make sure to write those into the video so you can see what I'm talking about below. He says that the Utah jersey sucks, that it's like a sorbet color, and I would actually agree with him on that. To me, the layers of colors kind of represent the sun setting over the mountains of Utah, but it's still ugly and it's still sorbet colored. So yeah, make that a bottom 6, folks. So there's, you got to take the good with the bad and sometimes the honest, ugly jerseys. So that's all I've got in this episode. We're going to get back to these bowl games. Real quick sidebar, Tax Slayer Bowl. Louisville, with their Heisman Trophy winning QB, they lose to Mississippi State, 31-27 final score. And Lamar Jackson, I was very disappointed in what he did, which was pretty much give the ball away to the other team. 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. And the game that I thought was going nowhere, Washington versus Penn State, is actually picking up steam. So I'm going to get back to the game. There are more games tonight. It's going to be a busy night. I'll probably be back later here in the Situation Corner, Sports Opinion Log, to keep y'all in the know. This is your boy Lex Anderson. Shout out to the Duck fans everywhere. I'm signing out.